Hi folks, welcome to another video, and this time I plan to do a tutorial on photoshoot makeup. And you know that I do a lot of photo shoots, and of late, of course, because of the coronavirus, we have not been doing many shoots. But this is typically just my way of doing makeup for photo shoot, and it usually looks good in pictures, and it is very much suited for my type of skin. So let's get started. So the first step is to use, of course, a hand sanitizer, and now it is very important because we need to keep our hands germs free. Even otherwise, even if it is not because of the virus, we still need to keep our hands, germs free. So we do that first, sterilize the hands. The first step is to do a moisturizer. So I'm going to use my most favorite moisturizer as always, the Biotic Saffron Youth Dew. After learning about the benefits of how it kind of mattifies the pores, I've decided to use a pore filler primer from NYX. So this is the one I'm going to experiment today. So this is a pore filler sort of a base. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put a little bit in my hands. Have a little tint actually. Just put a wee bit. That's about it. And rub it nicely in between both my fingers. So not really sure how this is going to work because I've never really done this before, but it glides on very smooth, so I can see that. Moving on to the next step, I have some areas of redness and some marks as well on my face, so I'm going to use a color correcting palette. So this is the Master Camouflage from Mable. So some of the areas, as you can see, like where I have some redness, that's where I'm going to apply some of the shades. So as you can see, there are a lot of shades here, so I'm going to just pick up the applicator that came with it, and I'm going to apply the colors. So the colors, for now, I think I'm going to use a lot of the peach and a lot of the, because I have some dark circles here, so that's where I'm going to use the peach. Yeah, and this is really quite pigmented, so you don't really have to use a lot of this, but it's really helpful in terms of color correction and almost sort of makes you, as you can see, it's like automatically disappeared, the dark circles or pigmentation that you might have. So all those it's not a lot of sweeping movements that you should do, but more of dabbing movements, so that the color is not really swept away, and you don't, especially for the eyes, it's not necessary to go all the way to the lashes. I'm going to go with, there are some red spots, so I'm going to go with some green for those portions. My skin has a yellow undertone, so yellow actually works for me. Alright, so now that the color correction is done, I will move on to the next step, which is foundation. So for foundation, I am using Sugar Cosmetics Drop the Base Serum Foundation. I find this extremely nice in terms of, it is quite an oily sort of consistency and liquid consistency, and not too matte, and it's not too cakey. It is matte once you apply it properly, but then it's not really cakey. So I like this very much, and I don't see it cracking up too often. And when the final finish is much more dewy and much more fresh once you finish it, because it's got like a liquid sort of a consistency. So as you can see, I mean, this is something that I've started using very recently, and it's a little bit darker than my usual my skin tone, because I tend to look too pale in photographs, so I've started using slightly darker foundation, which really helps in bringing some life into my skin. And earlier I used something that was matching my complexion a lot more. This is the Fit Me Matte Poreless foundation from Maybelline, but I found that maybe I've chosen the wrong shade, but I find that this really makes me look like too pale in photographs, so I started using this one instead, and the picture is a little dusky, but I'm okay with it. So let's get started. So this one is comes with sort of a dropper, messy to do, but it's pretty nice on the skin. So a few drops is what I'm going to use overall. A trick that I sort of learned recently, and I haven't really tried out, so I'm just going to try it out today, is to sort of buff it up a bit and then use the beauty blender to set it. So let me just try that. I think that kind of works because there's a serum foundation. As you can see, this has already kind of sort of set in my foundation, but that's not enough usually, so I use a wet beauty blender and go over. The best part of these foundations is it doesn't even feel like you're actually wearing foundation. It's actually very lightweight, and that's the thing about serum. You don't even need a base, but I have skin imperfections, and that's why I'm actually using a popular base this time. And I think that kind of worked because I find that the makeup is really staying put, and of course the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So when I step into the sun and see how it is, unless it's like Crayola makeup or something, I don't think it's going to last that much. But luckily for me, I don't sweat that much. My face skin doesn't really sweat that much, so hopefully it's going to stay. Yep, so that's about it. I think I have done my bit of setting it, so let's just talk about this. Okay, so moving on, the next thing is concealer. So for concealer, I'm using a concealer from the Maybelline Fit Me range. This is kind of actually getting over, so I really need to get another one. But this is kind of my favorite one in terms of, it's slightly lighter than my complexion, as you can see, but almost matching. It's not a very light shade, so, and you can also use a highlighter in portions where you feel it's not just concealing but you want to highlight some portions. You can use that. You can also use a concealer as a highlighter sometimes, but I think this is going to really work. So I'm going to put just a wee bit, because we've already done color correction. You don't really need to go overboard with the concealer. And since we've applied primer and if you notice, there is no foundation on my eyes, so that is good. It's supposed to not be there. So we're just going to apply just dots of concealer on the eyes to prep it up for eyeshadow. Right, so sure you're not ever dragging it, only dabs is what you should do. So if you're doing just a very casual photo shoot where there are not too many lights and stuff, then you can go a little easy with the concealer, but otherwise I think having a good concealer is good. You can also use stroke cream to give underneath your foundation to actually give some kind of a tint to your complexion, rather a kind of shine to your complexion. But not using that because I've never even tried a stroke cream, but yeah, pretty much I'm done here. Alright, now one step that people follow to actually set everything is to use a setting powder. Just dab on a little bit of the powder here, and this helps in really keeping that area under control while it also seals your concealer while you work on your shadow. So now this is going to look more white than required, but you can always dust it off later. So this baking actually helps. Baking is another process where you have to keep for at least like 10 minutes or so that you get this time to actually work on the eyes and other pigments. Okay, so now that we have a clean canvas to work on, we need to now define and what you can see actually is that the skin has actually lost a lot of its texture and 3D characteristics, which makes it look quite pale and artificial. So what you need to do now is to add on all the pigments necessary to create the right look. Yeah. So the first thing is of course the eyebrows. So what you do is, like, unless you're going for very dramatic eyes, you go for more natural eyebrows. And I think I've done my eyebrows earlier in another makeup video, but let me just do the eyebrows right now. So the thing about my eyebrows is basically it's quite scant. So what I do is I just draw sort of like crisscross lines and then fill it up. So one trick is to, for this part to not look too boxy, just need to comb out all that pigment of the eyebrow pencil and dab it on, almost like a smoky eye. Pretty much okay with that for now. You can always rework on your eyebrows a little later. Less is okay, but more is not. So let's stop with that so that we don't go overboard with it. Now I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes, and usually I go with some. For photoshoots I go with a little more dramatic colors and stuff. But today I'm not really in the mood for it. Very brown. So my Miss Claire palette has got a lot more colors, and some of them I've been using for quite some time now. So I am a very drugstore makeup girl. I'm going to use this little dabbing brush that came with it, and I can dab it on. So as you can see, it's got a whole Thor of colors. So for eyeshadow, it's always good to start with some really matte sort of a color and a base that is not too dark. So a neutral sort of a color. But this is mostly a shimmery palette, so maybe I just hold the notes that are there in my Mable palette. So this is the nudes palette. I see that. So this doesn't have too much of shine, so I'm going to go with this color out here and hopefully show on my skin. So I'm going over my eyelid crease, a little bit over, not too much. Yeah, so you can see the difference between the two eyes. Pretty much done. And now I will go on to using a really dark color. So I'll pick out a dark color from these clear palette. And I feel my eyes are a feature that I really like, so I like highlighting my eyes. But if you feel your lips are your best feature, so you can go ahead and highlight your lips. So it depends on what you really like about yourself. Yeah, so as you can see, that works pretty well. Liking that. Only up to the crease, so don't go above the crease. Blending this later, but for the time being, take the other neutral shade and apply it under the eyes as well. Not all the way up to the inner corner, just up to the 3/4 portion. And other side.